Who needs blush when you have naturally red cheeks? Am I right? Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits. Welcome to my FlossTube. I've got a few things that I want to share that I've been working on in the last fortnight and a couple of things that I want to chat about, so let's get started. So hopefully this doesn't sound too weird. I'm using a new microphone that I got for Christmas and my tests haven't been that great, but I'm hopeful that, I don't know, my tests weren't, the microphone wasn't in the right position or something like that. I've got it like down at my desk, but apologies in advance if it sounds terrible, basically. Oh my gosh, the background noise just stopped, except for the workers that are somewhere outside that direction. So apologies for the bang bang that'll happen periodically. But anyway, I want to first dive straight into works in progress. I don't think I have as many works in progress as I did last FlossTube, but there is still quite a bit to share. So let's start. We'll start with the biggest thing first. I'm pretty sure that I've done work on this in the last fortnight. I don't think I had any of the purple here. I'm pretty sure. I think I was working on the wording down here, which says mushroom forest. My hoop's not big enough. So that one's coming along. I really like this cute little castle. These are just like little houses, and these are some trees. There's another tree. I'm currently just working my way down with the purple, but this one's been put on hiatus for a bit because the stitch along that I shared that I'd done like a tiny little bit of is more of a focus than this one now, because I would really like to keep up each month. So the stitch along in question is this one. I've given up on the hoop. It was frustrating me. I'll probably put it back in the hoop once it moves up on the canvas, but just this corner was irritating me. So is that in the right spot? So you can see the cow a bit better now. Well, actually, you can see things better. There was only a couple of little spots, if I remember correctly, but yeah, the little pig's happening. It's missing two of its legs. You can only see the legs from the knees up, and this is some wings on top of it that have started. I'm working on the green that you can see here. That's what color I'm up to. But it's very, very cute, and I'm super glad that I'm doing it on 18 count because it's going to be huge, as you can see. And it does remind me that I am still a bit bummed that the haunted library that I was working on, that I will finish, but I will pick up probably once Halloween sort of starts getting a bit closer again. That one, that's over. It's here, it's down here, but it's still in this little project bag with all of its floss, and it's ready to be just to grab and keep going, but it is on 14 count, so that one is huge. So there's those two, and those two are by Flossie Fox Shop, which you can get on her Etsy shop. The other cross stitch piece that I'm working on is this commission that I have. So a little bit extra has been done. I've actually done this wording twice now because I first did it in a dark grey and you couldn't see it very well because of the fabric colour. So I ummed and ahed for a few days, just checking it in different lighting, and decided to just cut it out and redo it. So it's been redone in black. I did do the date in the grey, the original grey that the name was done in, because the date is, I don't want to say less important, but I can't think of a nicer way to put it. I do normally do that. I do the name in a darker colour and then the second line of text, which is usually a date or something like that, in a slightly lighter colour for all of my pieces that are like this, which are weddings and family portraits and stuff. So that one's coming along. I'm currently doing the cat, and sort of working through back stitching a little bit. So you can see the cat's got eyes, but it doesn't have any whiskers. It's missing its tail and all of that kind of stuff. And the people don't have mouths, and the dogs don't, and the cat don't have lines to delineate their legs. And yeah, so it's getting there. I'm planning on working on this a bunch tonight to get it to a point where it's at least almost ready for me to do the florals, because the florals are going to be, and then it'll be much closer to being finished. I won't do hair tonight though. I like doing hair when it's daylight so I can see it properly and see how it's sitting properly. So anyway, basically what I'm saying is I need to rearrange my project bag for this, because right now all the colors are for this stuff and the colors aren't for most of the details, the hair, and especially the florals. So yeah, that one is good. And this one, I was saying that I was going to get this one done before this FlossTube, but I don't remember why I said that. But this will be sent off before next FlossTube, so you'll have to see it in video form. I mean, you'll see it in video form anyway, just not me holding it up, basically, is what I mean. So my other works in progress are embroidery pieces. This one is still unnamed, but it's coming along. I'm really liking how it's looking. I'm just working out how I want to do the flowers that you'll see in this little like area here. You can kind of see the dots that I drew on. And like I said, I added this little sprig of flowers here, and all these little branches will have little French knots basically as other different types of flowers. But I ended up not using a straw to make the cast on stitches for these flowers bigger. I actually increased the amount of floss strands. So I really like how it's come out, and as you can see, it's got the little tips of a lighter pink in it to give it some more depth. And this one will be fun to see other people make, basically. But let me know what you think, and let me know if you know of a name that I should give it. It will be something along the lines of my Simply Florals naming convention. It'll be some generic 2-word thing that says flowers, basically. But I like how this one's coming along, and this one's really fun to work on still. So that's excellent, because part of releasing this is going to be me making it again. Kind of like when I would do a stitch along, but I'm not going to be doing a stitch along. It's going to be video tutorials of how to make it. I just wanted to make sure that it looked nice before I continued with all of that and not do all the video content and then be like, oh, it's ugly. Anyway, the last work in progress I have is these little necklace pieces that I've been working on. So I've finished all of type 1. As you can see, it's really hard to show how this looks. It'll be easier for the listing itself, because I'll be able to take up close-up pictures and videos with my phone, which has a much better macro, I want to say lens, but like it's a phone, you know, it doesn't really have a lens. But I don't have a good macro lens for this camera that records my floss tubes. I'll figure something out. But yeah, I'm working on type 2, and it's more of a focal flower than 2 little flowers. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that's what I actually stick with and I'm not telling you guys a lie. It'll be cool. So they'll have 2 variations and 2 different colors. Hopefully you guys like them. And I gotta work out how much to charge for them. On the topic of merch, seeing as that's all of the works in progress that I've done, I released t-shirts in the last 2 weeks, which was super awesome. I'm super excited to get my own t-shirt, my own version of it, so that I can wear it and show it off and just enjoy it. I think I'm expecting that to arrive on Monday, and I'll be definitely posting about it over on my Instagram. I have 2 or 3 designs in mind that I've got to figure out which one is going to be next for merch. And I'm definitely going to be releasing hoodies for those, basically because I want one. If you guys don't want a hoodie, then okay, but I definitely want to get myself a hoodie. So I've just I couldn't remember 2 of the 3 that are like in competition to be the next design that I do for merch. So I've just looked up on my phone. So the one that I remembered is it's going to be Ask Me About My Whip. That one may end up just being a tote bag, potentially. I'm not sure. The next one is I Make Pretty Things from Needle and Thread, which I'm kind of like on. And the third one is no wording, just an embroidery hoop and a design inside of it. So it would be like an embroidery piece, if that makes sense, but in vector format, either with or without a threaded needle to show that like it's been created. So they're the 3 that I have kind of percolating, and I'm not sure which one to do. If you like any of those ideas, please let me know in the comments. That would help me decide, basically. But I'm excited. I do really enjoy wearing clothes that are stitchy themed. As you can see, I finally... Oh, sorry, that distracted me because it made a noise. Anyway, I've made it do not disturb. As you can see, as I was saying, I fixed this finally. This had a big hole in it. I don't really know how. I think it actually is the way that it was made, which really sucks, but it had a big hole in the armpit. And I mean, it's not great because I'm not a sewist. I'm, you know, a cross stitcher and embroiderer, but I have lots of different colors of floss. So I color matched this to, I think it was like 502 DMC, which is like super close. And I've just done like a little running stitch to close it up. And it's actually the second time I fixed this top. I really like it. And Rachel, I think it was Rachel, was the one that released this, and she's not doing them anymore. So I would just buy a new one if I could, because it is very well loved, but I can't buy a new one. So I want to take care of this one because it says Thread Lady. Hang on, let me. And it's a hand holding flowers with floss skeins in it. It's very cute. And I mean, the color, I'm looking at the little screen that's above my camera. The color is not accurate. It's like a sea green. Oh, now it's the right kind of color. But when I'm standing up, it's the wrong color. It's very cozy and it's very floppy, and I really like floppy sort of clothes. Anyway, I, as you've seen over FlossTubes and Instagram Reels and all of that, I have quite a collection now of t-shirts especially, and now I'm making my own. And that is, actually, I will be honest, part of releasing merch is because I want to have more clothing that is stitchy themed, because I'm turning what was originally just a hobby that turned into a business. It's now turning into just my identity, basically. And I'm just rolling with it. I don't care. I love it. It's good for me mentally. It's not great for my body, I'll be honest. I'll go into that later. But it's definitely become very important, more than I expected it ever would. Sorry for the rocking camera, by the way. I set up a cat trap, in a way. The box that my canvas light came in, this light, which I love. I just wish I could get the connection for the Google Pixel, but they don't have them in stock still. Anyway, the box that came in was the perfect size and depth for a cat bed. I bought a little cushion because I'd actually just threw out a bunch of really old ratty towels. Otherwise, I would have just used a towel. So I bought a little cheap cat bed that was a good size, and I put it in that, and it's Zoe's favorite spot to sleep. I'll take a photo of her right now and overlay it. She loves it. Whenever I'm at my desk, and she's not already like deep asleep somewhere, she will come over and sit there. It was initially supposed to be for Milo, but Zoe claimed it. Oh well. anything, I guess, to encourage Zoe to be a part of the family a bit more. Oh, and the heater just started again, so now the background noise is back. Great. Anyway, I'm going to move on to a couple of things that I received this fortnight. One of them is from a Kickstarter that I backed quite a long time ago now, actually. I'm just going to set it up so that I can hold them all up at the same time. So you have seen these. I've shared them. I've got 6 of them here. So the little stamp enamel pins that I've collected from Addict. I say Addict, but it could be Addict. I just realized. God, English is a terrible language. Anyway, I got their latest Kickstarter, which was quite a while ago now. I really liked quite a lot of them, as you can see. I'm trying to make it so that they don't all reflect and you can see them all. So these are the 6 that I got from the latest Kickstarter of theirs. So there's Mario. I had to get Mario because my husband is the biggest Mario fan. The Cupboard. So this one's Harry Potter. Ice Planets, this is Star Wars, as in Hoth. Hawkins, so that's from Stranger Things. The Dark Forest, that's another Harry Potter one. And the last one I know which it is because it's horizontal. This is Granton, so this is The Office. And that's the painting that Pam did. So I really, really like these ones. With receiving these, because honestly I actually forgot that they were coming because it had been so long since the Kickstarter happened. I'm actually planning on not turning these into needle minders, potentially. And I mean, I can always do it later down the road if I end up changing my mind. But these 6 that I have, and then these 6, along with a couple of other enamel pins that are quite big and heavy, I'm actually going to turn this hoop that I have here, this one, into an enamel pin board specifically. I have a separate hoop that I received as a, I don't know where it is right now, but I've seen it recently. I have a separate bigger hoop that I received in a gift exchange from Sarah, I think that she made, and in the middle of it, it says needle minders. Like she stitched the word needle minders in the middle. So I'm going to hang that up and use that for needle minders. And so this one will be pins, and then I'll have one for needle minders because I turned into collecting enamel pins apparently. I also got some of their washi tape, which you can't see. There we go. I got the magical tape. So it's a bunch of their pins in washi tape form that are specifically Harry Potter themed. So they've done more than the few that I have. So I've got the Cupboard, I've got the Dark Forest, I got the Burrow, Diagon Alley, and the Castle. Hopefully you heard me say that because I was talking over there. So I actually have 5 Harry Potter ones, but they've got more. So they've got the Express, the Prison, the Village. Those are the 3 I can see on the edge that I don't have. Anyway, they've got lots. Go check them out. They're not as cheap as when I got them through the Kickstarter. Obviously, that's the point of a Kickstarter. That you get in early and you get a cheaper price for most Kickstarters, not all Kickstarters. People can do what they want. But yeah, they're super cute and they do a bunch of different fandoms. Don't mind me. Bra that I'm wearing decided to poke through the underwire at the armpit, and it's one of my expensive ones. So I'm kind of like aggressively wearing it still because it was expensive. Apart from this, it's super comfortable. But anyway, the other thing that I received this fortnight is this little friend. So this guy's name is Bruce. I named him Bruce. He is a nugget and he is from Wild Rainbow Co., who is Deb. She is Wild Rainbow Co. And yeah, she makes little happy nuggets, basically. You can see a little stamp on the back, and he's got a little butt. And that's just so that it doesn't explode in the kiln, I assume. But he's so happy. She reached out to me. I had a really tough week the week that I released the last FlossTube, I was just dealing with PMS and just negative self-talk and some personal things, and just everything was piling up on me all at once, and I was definitely feeling like I was drowning a little bit. And I was honest about it in my Instagram stories, and just said, actually in a post, I believe, as well as my stories, and just said that, you know, it sucks, I hate this feeling, and blah blah blah. And she sent me a message and asked me if I would send her my shipping address. And sorry for the wobbles again. And I instantly wanted to just be like, no. But yay, therapy. I ignored that and allowed her to send me a surprise, basically. I mean, I kind of expected that it was going to be that when she reached out and said, I want to send you something, because I follow her and I know what she makes. Yeah, my first instinct was to be like, I don't deserve that. And, you know, that's not right. That's not how people should think. If someone wants to do something nice for you and it's not going to upset you or hurt you or whatnot, then who am I to stop someone from doing something nice for me when I do nice things for other people? Like, I send people I follow on the internet stitches that I've made just because I wanted to say thanks for making cool content. Why can't I receive the same thing? Anyway, so that was really nice of her. And now Bruce sits on my desk monitor stand and he's super happy, and it just makes me smile whenever I see it. And I'm probably going to get one, like actually buy one from her. She makes ones that hold, like it's got little arms and it holds a thing. So I would probably get one of those when she has them in stock, and yeah, make it hold my little business card or something. I don't know. So those are some things that I got this week, this fortnight, I mean. And I was hoping to have a t-shirt to hold up as well that I received this week, but no, that's okay. That'll be next time. Maybe I'll even just wear it next time. It'll be another green color. I got teal. I really like the look of the teal color. And apparently you guys do as well, because all the other t-shirts that were ordered, except for 2, were also teal. But I didn't explain, this is a bit of a sidetrack. So with all the t-shirts that the t-shirt that I designed and listed on my website, I included 16 different color options, which is a lot. It took a lot to set up, and yeah, it was a lot. I don't know what else to say to that. But I had reason to the madness, and that was I wanted to know what kind of colors people would be interested in getting for future t-shirts, basically. Because going ahead, I'm not going to be doing 16 colors again. I would like to just do half a dozen different colors, I guess, at most, because that'll be easier on me. I think that will make it easier on my customers, because it will just not be an overload of options. People like simplicity and to be told, oh, there's only this many choices. I read that somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, so that's why there's so many colors. It was me testing the waters a little bit, and I may potentially end up removing some of the options, some of the kind of more boring options like cream and ash and army and things like that. So just the ones that sort of doubled up on a color, but just a different shade of a color. I also released a new cross stitch pattern. That was delayed by a day, unfortunately, and that is purely because I forgot that it was a public holiday last Monday, so my kids didn't have school. My kids don't actually have school this Monday. I'm recording this on Friday while they are at school, so hopefully my FlossTube goes off without a hitch, like my pattern did last week. But you can get my newest pattern's called Take Meds. It's the first of a new series that I'm working on. I have the second one that Jessica is test stitching for me at the moment. And She did the test stitch for Take Meds. The plan is that she's going to do that series and be able to take pictures of them together, which is I'm excited for. It's a series of like helpful adulting and mental health kind of pieces. Yeah, I'm hoping that it does well in a nutshell, but I'm hoping that people relate to it and find that it's helpful in a way. It was fun to design. You may have seen me working on it in a previous stream. Yeah. I did the second one, the one that's being test stitched now. So the second one was initially going to be the first one, but the design was totally the wrong size. It didn't fit into a 6-inch hoop the way I wanted it to. So I had to redo it a bunch, and it will fit as intended, because the idea is that you could do a bunch of them and hang them all up in one space, and they'd all sort of look uniform, but in a hoop size way, but not uniform in a flowers decoration way. So they'll look different from each other. I'm rambling again. I'm good at that. Now, what was the thing that I was going to touch on again? Dang it. I need to write that down when that happens. I guess I'll move into IRL stuff. My past week as of today, so recording today, has been very busy and intense and medical. Last Friday, I was in the dentist chair for I think a total of 4 hours over 2 sessions. I had to take a break and go pick up my kids from school. I had only expected to go in and get a crown put in, but my dentist wasn't happy with the crown that was next to it that she'd done about a year ago, I think, or maybe a bit less than a year ago, because like right at the edge of the crown was starting to, it wasn't flush basically, and so the cavity that was causing the need for the crown wasn't covered properly. Hopefully that makes sense. So she had to take off that crown. She decided that, yeah, she would remove that crown as well. And I got 2 crowns put in. But on last Friday, I only got 1 put in, and then I got a temporary one put in. So I had to go back on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, to get the second one put in place. I also had a chiropractor appointment, which always just hurts afterwards. I had my 3rd and final dose of the hepatitis B vaccination that I had to do for our visa. So my arm was dead for like 2 days afterwards, which I was told a little bit too late, but it's good to know for the future that apparently if you rub your arm, thanks background noises. I was told that if you rub the spot where the vaccination went in very hard and vigorously for a little bit, that actually helps the pain and it helps the vaccination disperse quicker. So I will thank you for that, and I will keep that in mind, hopefully remember for the next time I have a vaccination, because yeah, my arm was just like afterwards. The other thing that I had was a dermatology appointment, my biannual appointment. I actually have had 2 freckles in really strange places on the side of the middle toe. I have 1 on each foot in this roughly the same spot on each toe, and the one on my left foot came up first, and I think it was about 12 years ago that I noticed it, and I've been keeping an eye on it ever since. We've been tracking it and taking pictures, and oh my god, Zoe, stop moving, wobble wobble. And it's slowly been growing, it's slowly been getting darker, and in the last 6 months, so since my last appointment, it actually grew 2 millimeters in diameter, so from 5 to 7 millimeters, and became a little bit darker. So my dermatologist was like, yeah, I don't like that, let's take it off. I'm like, do you mean right now? And she said, yep. Like, oh, okay, my poor left foot. So yeah, yesterday I had that biopsied. My foot is very sore. My toe is very swollen. I've been hobbling around after the local wore off yesterday and all of today, I've been just sitting as much as possible, pretty much. So, yeah, so that's a little bit scary. Skin cancer is kind of drilled into us in Australia that, you know, it's a thing. You really need to take care of your skin. And the other thing is that it runs, my mum was reminding me that it runs in our family. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I should get the results in a week, but it could be Monday week that I hear back. That should be the latest that I hear back about the results for that. But yeah, I was not expecting to walk out of that appointment with less of my body, and I'm really glad I remembered to get it double checked, because I had noticed in the last month or so that it looked bigger. Obviously it's hard to tell 2 millimeters in change, and the position that it's in is really difficult to see. But I have been looking at my left foot a lot in the last 4 months. So yeah, it is something that I'd noticed. But the good news is with my foot, I was told to put on this silicone tape. I can't remember what the tape's called that I'm using, but it's... Could you just sit still, Zoe? Wobble, wobble. Yeah, I got told to put this tape all down the entire scar that I have from the surgeries that I had to help it heal, because it has turned into a keloid scar, and it was just flaky and angry and itchy and painful. And I've been using this tape since that appointment, which was like 3 weeks ago, I think now, 2 weeks ago maybe. And it has helped so much. It's just this silicone tape, medical tape. And it creates this, I guess, moist environment for good healing. And so it's been so much better than the prescription specific ointment that I was given after the surgery. So yay. I am going to have a gnarly scar for quite a while if my body's healing history is anything to go from. I had an appendectomy back in 2011, and I had it done as a keyhole surgery, and 2 of the 3 keyholes turned into keloid scars, and you can still see them, and it's been 12 years now. Anyway, so it's been an eventful week, let alone 2 weeks. The exciting thing is that next Monday, well, today, I guess, this coming Monday, I am going back to martial arts. I'm nervous, very nervous, but they know that I need to take it very easy, that we'll have to like tap out from certain things. I don't think I can do running warm-up, for example. It'll just be like power walking or something, basically. But I've missed it, and this Monday is the first day of a new cycle. So it's like, it feels like the right time to go back. Otherwise, I will need to wait another 6 to 8 weeks, and I really can't do that to myself. Fingers crossed for me that I don't do anything stupid and hurt myself, basically. So that'll be nice. I don't like the sweaty part. I sweat very easily, which is too much information, but whatever. In a room like that where there's lots of other bodies who are also very warm, I'm just like, dying. But it'll be fun. It'll be good. It'll be awesome to go back and suck for a bit. It'll be awesome to see, I guess, my friends. Yeah. That'll be good. What else has been going on? I stopped waiting to hear back from Elise Myers about the piece that I made and sent to her. It's been I think about a month now since I got the notification that it was delivered. I hadn't heard from her to say that she received it or anything like that. All I knew was that it was delivered to her post office box. I couldn't help myself, and I did a wrap-up blog post like I do occasionally on my website, and shared up-close details and the floral alternative that I started. Not alternative, the first iteration, that's probably better, of the flowers that I was going to do and that I ended up hating and then cutting out and completely redoing. So you can see what they would have looked like, and hopefully you agree that they were blah. But I'm hoping that her seeing, because I also then posted it on Instagram today, I'm hoping her seeing that might mean that, yeah, she'll go and check her PO box. That would be good. I don't necessarily expect her to share it or anything like that, but just I'm worried that I sent it to the wrong place, basically. Yeah. I should check my I don't have a post office box, but just one of those UPS boxes. I should check mine to make sure that it wasn't sent back to me. The shipping details, the last time I checked about a week ago, said that it was still there at hers. So fingers crossed. So let me know if you've seen that post, and let me know what you think about the piece up close, because you won't have seen it properly up close on the FlossTube when I was sharing it. I still can't remember the thing that I said. I'll explain that later. Anyway, this has been a very long recording, which means I have a lot to edit. I'm going to leave it there before I get started talking about something else. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments and likes and any shares and all of that you do. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, whichever is your preferred social media, but Instagram is the one that I post on the most. But until then, I will see you around the internet. Bye!